Today's story is a wild one. From the infamous REvil hacking group's $700 million extortion spree, to the sophisticated WhatsApp scam in Spain that robbed thousands of people, and even a hacker's ruthless breach of a psychotherapy center, there's a lot to unpack. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on the ever-evolving world of cybercrime. Let's get started. Imagine having your computer locked down, all your data encrypted and inaccessible. That's the nightmare scenario caused by ransomware attacks. REvil, a Russia-based hacking group also known as Sodino Kibi, was particularly vicious. In the peak of their operations, they extorted over $700 million from their victims. This criminal group targeted thousands of computers worldwide, deploying ransomware to encrypt victims' data. Ransomware is essentially malware that locks your files, making them inaccessible. Hackers then demand hefty payments in exchange for a decryption key to make the locked files accessible again. One of REvil's members, Yaroslav Vasinski, a 24-year-old Ukrainian man, played a key role in these attacks. He went by the alias Robotnik, which means worker in Russian. Vasinski participated in over 2,500 attacks, including a massive one on Kaseya, an IT services company. This attack crippled a major Swedish supermarket chain and disrupted businesses in at least 17 countries, impacting everything from pharmacies to gas stations to kindergartens. Vasinski's arrest in Poland was part of a coordinated international effort to dismantle REvil. Interestingly, in 2022, Russia authorities claimed they had dismantled the group itself, supposedly at the US's request. However, Vasinski faced the consequences. He was extradited to the US. Last week, he was sentenced to 13 years in prison and ordered to pay a whopping $16 million in restitution. While REvil may be gone, there are still ongoing threats and ransomware attacks posed by cybercriminals. Businesses and individuals need to take steps to protect themselves from these attacks by staying more cyber secure. One thing is clear: the fight against cybercrime is a constant battle. Meanwhile, in Spain, a bizarre WhatsApp scam that has robbed thousands of Spaniards have been put to an end, somehow. So, you received a message from a loved one, say, your son, daughter, maybe even a parent. This loved one tells you their phone is broken. They're in a big trouble and they desperately need money right away. Seems stressful, right? Well, that's exactly what scammers are counting on. Spanish police just arrested over 100 people involved in a massive WhatsApp scam. These criminals tricked people into thinking they were relatives in trouble. They then stole thousands of euros from each of their victims, over €1 million in total. These arrests happened across several cities in Spain, so it's clear this scam was a national pandemic at this point. How did they do it? The scammers used a few dirty tricks. Sometimes they'd pretend to be a family member with a new phone number, claiming their old one was lost or broken. They'd plead for money to support them until they could sort things out. Other times, they got more sophisticated. They'd trick people into giving up their two-factor authentication code, that extra layer of security for your accounts. They may act as a distant friend or stranger and claim they sent the request for the code to the person's phone by mistake. Once the victim falls for this lie and send the code, they could access the real person's account and message their contacts directly, pretending to be them and asking for even more money. This scam isn't just a problem in Spain. People in the UK have been targeted too. So how can you protect yourself? Here are some tips to stay safe out there. Be suspicious of unexpected messages, especially from new numbers. Don't send money to someone you can't verify is who they say they are. Never share your two-factor authentication code with anyone. If you think you've been scammed, report it to the authorities. Scammers are always coming up with new tricks, but by staying informed and being careful, you can keep your hard-earned cash safe. If you know someone who uses WhatsApp a lot, Share this video with them and help spread the word. Back in 2018, a hacker named Alessandro Kivimaki breached the systems of a major psychotherapy center, Vastamo, stealing the data of a staggering 33,000 clients. This included incredibly sensitive information about their mental health struggles. Kivimaki didn't just steal the data, he tried to profit from it. He demanded a massive ransom from Vastamo in Bitcoin, almost $500,000 to be precise. When Vastamo refused to pay, the hacker turned to the most vulnerable victims, the patients themselves. Kivimaki leaked some of the stolen information on the dark web and then sent individual patients ransom messages, demanding hundreds of euros to keep their private details hidden. Unsurprisingly, some desperate people paid. The breach caused outrage in Finland, with a record number of 24,000 people filing police reports. Thankfully, French authorities apprehended Kivimaki in 2023, where he was living under a false identity near Paris, and deported him back to Finland. Last week, the court found Kivimaki guilty of a host of crimes, including aggravated data breach, attempted blackmail, and privacy violations. They sentenced him to over 6 years in prison, calling his actions ruthless and damaging considering the emotional state of the victims. Kivimaki's lawyer says he'll appeal, but this case further emphasizes on the importance of strong data security, especially for sensitive information like therapy records. The Finnish government is even changing laws to allow people to change their identification codes after major data breaches. This story is a chilling reminder of the dark side of the internet. If you're receiving therapy online, be sure to research the center's security practices. And remember, if you ever experience something similar, report it to the authorities immediately. These stories show the different ways cybercriminals operate. By being aware of the latest threats and taking precautions, you can protect yourself from falling victim to these scams. Share this video with your friends and family to help them stay safe online. Thank you for watching to the end. Please don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button. The algorithm likes it. Remember, stay safe out there.